What is it that actually brought you to that fundamental point when you got up that day? I mean, that was so dramatic, and to walk across the floor.
I'd been on I'd realised some time ago that I thought we would end up with this impasse at Westminster with no progress, no one agreeing on anything. It's why I resigned as a minister in 2018. And since June 2018, I have just, observed the political scene, seen the Labour Party going over here and going all left-wing and Corbynista and what have you, and moderate Labour MPs leaving and polarising that way. And the Conservative Party is doing exactly the same on the other side. They've suddenly felt, not suddenly, but it was over the course of a number of months, just not at home anymore in the Conservative Party that as it is now, populist right-wing agenda. And you see, and when Mr. Johnson became the Prime Minister and the people he employed to advise him, everything else, and then all of the misleading the Queen and trying to prorogue Parliament when we all know why they were trying to do it, trying to force through.
How do we know that he did mislead the Queen?
Because the court said so in Scotland. It's a matter of in the court, upheld by the Supreme Court. This isn't a Conservative administration. Ceased to be so. It's not a Conservative party anymore, is it? It's prepared to do all of those things in order to force through something, a no-deal Brexit, which has no clear mandate from the public. You're going to have there's going to be disruption at the border. It may even bring back the worst times in Northern Ireland. I mean, I don't remember any of that playing a part in the campaign to persuade people to vote Leave. This is not what we were promised, and I think it can only be right to go back to the public and check. And if a legally, practically deliverable Brexit on the ballot paper, one that is actually going to happen on day one, not fantasy, fact, and that gets voted for by the British public, every Democrat has to respect the result.
What evidence do you have that, we'd have problems with medical supplies and we'd have problems with other things, being imported from Europe?
Well, there are already issues around the supplies of medications in Britain now, today, because of stockpiling in different regions, in different regions trying to prepare for having difficulties in supply. Secondly, I know it's unfashionable, but I actually tend to listen to experts. All right, I've spoken to the pharmaceutical industry. They are very, very anxious about how this is all going to work. The idea that the pharmaceutical industry is in any way comfortable with a no-deal Brexit, it is patent nonsense. They're not. They're very unhappy about it.